Hey everyone, and welcome. Have you ever looked at your retirement savings and had that little knot in your stomach wondering if it's really going to be enough? Well, then you are in the right place. Today, we're going to dive into retiring abroad, not as some pipe dream, but as a real, practical, and honestly, a brilliant financial strategy. Let's find out how a change of address could completely change your financial future.
For so many of us here in Canada, the cost of living just keeps going up and up. And that dream of a nice, comfortable retirement, it can start to feel like it's slipping away. Housing, groceries, healthcare, it all adds up and it really starts to eat away at that nest egg you've worked your entire life to build.
Let's face it, that old playbook, work for 40 years, save up, and then retire in the same town you've always lived in, it's under a lot of pressure. People are living longer. Inflation is a real thing, and that old plan, well, it just isn't cutting it for a lot of folks anymore. It's time for a new, more global way of thinking about retirement.
Okay, but let's get one thing straight right now. When we say cheap retirement, we are not talking about cutting corners or sacrificing your quality of life. Not at all. We're talking about high-value living. It's about finding these incredible places where you can live an amazing life with top-notch healthcare and a fantastic lifestyle, all for what you might pay for just your rent back home. And just a quick note, you'll see we're using US dollars for the budgets today. It's just so we have a consistent way to compare apples to apples across all these amazing countries.
All right, so here's what we've got on tap. First, we'll break down the new retirement strategy. Then we're going to take a trip around the world. We'll hit the Americas, then Europe, then Asia. After that, we get down to the brass tacks, the practical stuff. And finally, we'll help you figure out which one of these spots might just be the perfect fit for you. This idea of retiring somewhere else, it's not some crazy fringe idea anymore. For thousands of Canadians, it's become a mainstream financial plan. They're making a strategic choice to relocate so they can live a richer, fuller life. And this, right here, this is the magic number. This is the heart of the whole strategy. In so many of the countries we're about to talk about, your retirement savings can stretch 2, even 3 times further. Just think about that for a second. Imagine your retirement budget suddenly having double or maybe even triple the power. This isn't about downsizing your life, it's about upgrading it. Okay, let's put this strategy to the test. We're going to start close to home, right here in the Americas, where, for a lot of Canadians, the short flight and familiar culture can make for a really smooth transition. First up, Mexico. Take a look at this. A total monthly budget for a really comfortable life can be as low as $1,500. And a huge piece of that puzzle is healthcare. Look at that line, access to high-quality private care for as little as $50 a month. That is an absolute game changer. So, for the Americas, here's a quick cheat sheet. Mexico is fantastic for that combo of great healthcare and being just a stone's throw from home. If you're all about nature, Costa Rica is your spot. It's super stable and the biodiversity is just unreal. Panama literally rolls out the red carpet for retirees with its famous visa that gives you discounts on pretty much everything. And then there's Ecuador, which is perfect if you want a beautiful, slow-paced life on a really tight budget. Next stop, let's hop across the pond. A lot of us dream about that European lifestyle, but think, no way, I can't afford that. Well, you might want to think again. Portugal has become the place to be for retirees in Europe, and these numbers show you exactly why. You can have a rich, amazing lifestyle for under $2,500 a month. We're talking affordable rent, amazing fresh food, and great healthcare, all in one of the safest countries on the entire planet. In Europe, you can really pick a place that matches your personality. Portugal is perfect for its year-round mild weather and walkable cities. Spain is all about that vibrant social life. The food, the culture, it's just buzzing with energy. Greece lets you live right alongside ancient history with a super relaxed island vibe. And then there's Slovenia, a real hidden gem with stunning nature right in the heart of Europe. Okay, now let's head over to Asia. This is where you get this amazing mix of ancient traditions, super modern cities, and honestly, probably the best bang for your buck on the entire planet. Wow, just look at these numbers for Thailand. The value here is off the charts. You can live a comfortable, even luxurious life for as little as $1,300 a month. And get this, that low cost does not mean you're compromising on healthcare. In fact, the private hospitals in places like Bangkok are literally world-class, some of the best on the planet. So for Asia, it really boils down to this. Thailand is perfect for a life of adventure. From incredible beaches to lush mountains, all with that amazing healthcare system as a safety net. Malaysia, on the other hand, is great for an easy transition. The infrastructure is modern, and English is widely spoken, which can make settling in a whole lot easier.
Okay, so dreaming about these places is the easy part, right? The fun part. But how do you actually do it? This section is all about the practical stuff, visas, healthcare, finances. But here's the good news. If you have a plan, it is way more doable than you probably think.
This timeline lays it all out. You start with research, obviously, but here's the absolute key, the most important step, the test drive. You have to go for at least a month, maybe longer, and live the real day-to-day life, not the vacation life. Once you know it's right, then you start the visa process. It makes the whole thing so much less daunting.
Okay, healthcare. This is a big one for everybody, right? The main thing to know is you've got options. Many countries have good public systems you can join once you're a resident. But honestly, most expats go the private route. Why? Because it's surprisingly affordable, you get access to amazing hospitals and specialists, and the wait times are way, way shorter.
Learning from others' mistakes is always a smart move. So here are the 4 biggest pitfalls to avoid. Number 1, moving without doing that test drive first. Number 2, picking a place based only on how cheap it is. You have to love the lifestyle too. 3, underestimating how different the culture might be. And 4, not doing your homework on healthcare. Know your options before you go.
All right, we've covered the what, the where, and the how. Now comes the most important piece of the puzzle. Finding the perfect spot for you. Because the best retirement destination in the world isn't on some list. It's the one that lines up with what you care about most. So let's say you're the healthcare first retiree. Your number one concern is top-notch medical care that won't drain your bank account. If that's you, then Mexico, Spain, Portugal, and Thailand should be at the very top of your list. They all have fantastic private healthcare systems. Or maybe you're the budget-conscious retiree. Your goal is simple: make every single dollar stretch as far as it can possibly go. If that's the case, you should be looking hard at places like Ecuador and Thailand, or even the smaller inland cities in Mexico and parts of Malaysia. The value is just incredible.
And what if you're the easy transition retiree? You're thinking, this sounds amazing, but I'm worried about the paperwork, the language, just fitting in. Then you'll want to focus on Panama, Portugal, and Mexico. They have very clear visa paths and big, friendly expat communities that make it so much easier to get settled.
You see, at the end of the day, retiring abroad isn't about running away from something. It's about designing a life where your money works harder for you, where your health is a priority, and where you're genuinely happy. So the real question isn't, can I afford to retire? It's, where in this incredible, accessible world am I going to design my retirement?